Headphone warning. This video will be quiet loud. It is a good idea to turn your volume down now before the video starts. I apologize for any inconveniences that may occur. Please enjoy the video.
Hello everyone, my name is 1132 Crazy Masters and we are back with some more Everlasting Summer. Now this is like part 5, I think. Ivan, go away, puppy. Anyway. Let's get back into it. After I finish yawning, hold on. I was having a dream. It seemed like I was in some kind of vacuum with nothing but nothing around me. But not only around, I was the only creature in the universe. As if the universe had returned to a state of singularity right before the Big Bang, and something was just about to happen. Suddenly I heard a voice. I couldn't make out the words, but it sounded familiar. The voice was whispering something gently, as if soothing me, and then I realized it was the voice of that strange girl from the bus. The girl from the dream. But what is she trying to tell me? Who is she? I woke up. Bright sunlight struck my eyes. It was almost noon. After stretching lazily on the bed and yawning, I started to recall the previous day. In a few seconds, all its events passed before my eyes. The bus, the camp, the local inhabitants. No, that's just wrong. Not this whole situation, not me being here. It was wrong by default. My attitude towards what was happening was wrong. Because yesterday I fell asleep here just like that. Before that, I chatted nicely with the local pioneers, even managed to crack a few jokes. How could I act like that in such a situation? I should be frightened, startled by every little rustling, should avoid all contact with the potentially hostile creatures. The last day's events were getting hazy, like I had a hangover. This really feels like the morning after a heavy drinking party. Yesterday's natural, flawless, absolutely normal conduct becomes a nightmare in the morning, a grotesque illustration from the Divine Comedy. Yes, it's just like that, and I can't change the past now. Then again, I had probably assessed the situation and was acting accordingly. I glanced around, trying to figure out whether I had been thrown somewhere else, but Olga's cabin looked the same as yesterday. Everything seemed to be in its place, except for a pioneer uniform, which was hanging from the bed head. I fumbled with it in distrust and tried it on. At least this is better than walking around in winter clothes. I wish I could see myself, but I bet I look like a clown. And for that, I needed a mirror, at least a tiny one. I finally found one on the wardrobe door. Holy! I looked at the newfound pioneer and jumped away in surprise. There was some teenager on the other side of the mirror. He resembled me, but he wasn't me. Where did the weak stubble go? Where are my bags under my eyes? The slouch, the deathly fatigue on my face. It seemed that I hadn't been thrown back in time or into a parallel reality, but instead had simply changed bodies with someone else. Right, that's real simple. Such things happen every day. I took a closer look at this stranger. Only when I realized, go away, Ivan, stop making a thing, you know. Took a closer look at the stranger, and only then I realized that it actually was me. It just wasn't today's me. Maybe the one from between my school and university years. Well, at least that's something. There you go. The person in an extreme situation did fail to notice the elephant in the room after all. Alchemist! You get out of here! Nobody wants to hear your shit! Thank you. Noticed the elephant in the room after all. But the camp leader... Alchemist! Leave! Thank you. But the camp leader noticed it, and last night she told me off for addressing her without proper respect. Now screw that. I doubt my appearance affects anything else. The clock was not lying. Breakfast was long over. Hold on. I'm gonna skip this because if I don't, you're gonna hear something really nasty. Okay, we're back. If the clock was not lying, breakfast was long over. Oh well. I'll try to find something in the canteen. It worked out well yesterday with Slavia, didn't it? Those memories made me smile involuntarily. The sun was shining brightly outside. A light breeze was blowing. A beautiful summer day. I hadn't felt so good in the morning for several years. All problems were gone, vanished into clouds that were white as snow. Olga came out of nowhere. Good morning, Semyon. Morning. I smiled, doing my best to show that, no matter what, the morning was indeed good. You only arrived yesterday, so I decided not to wake you up. But breakfast... Never mind. Here, take this. She handed me something wrapped in paper. Judging by the oily stains, there had to be sandwiches inside. Oh, thank you. Now, go wash yourself. I was about to leave. Wait a second. Olga quickly ran into the house and came out to shove a small bag in my hands. Inside it I found a toothbrush, soap, a small towel, and something else. I didn't look too closely. A pioneer should always be clean and tidy. Let me do your neckerchief properly this first time. Yours is askew. You should do it yourself once you learn how to. Do we have to? I'm going to wash myself now. Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. I could get hooked on the tap and strangle me. Fine. Later then. And don't forget about the lineup. Pencils, paper, drawing lines. You don't forget such things. What lineup? What do you mean, what lineup? She frowned. It's Monday today. Weird, by my approximation it should have been Sunday. Then again, a shift in the day of the week is hardly the worst thing. Usually we have lineups early in the morning before breakfast, but it's Monday today, so we're having it at 12 o'clock. Don't be late. Alright, but where? At the square. Where else? There was no reason to argue. I headed to the bathing place. I knew I could forget about separate showers and toilet, but at the sight of the malfunctioning symptom of decaying socialism, a funny turtle with a tin shell, paw taps on the ceramic belly, felt sick. I wasn't a squeamish person, but nevertheless, standing there I realized there was still some minimal level of habitual comfort which I found troublesome to do without. It's often like that. When you lose things that you thought were ordinarily in common, you suddenly understand just how essential they were. Now, screw this. As if I have any choice. The water was ice cold. While washing my hands was not an issue. I am Groot! You get out of here now! Good. Good. Washing my face and my mouth became a big problem. There was no toothpaste in the bag which Olga gave me. Brushed my teeth without it, but there was a small round box wrapped in a towel. Tooth powder? Cute. 1 point for me being somewhere near the past. I washed myself quite quickly, also due to the ice cold water. Someone was coming quickly, almost running towards me. I turned around. Hey, it was Slavia, dressed in something. The girl probably looked good in anything. Pioneer uniform, bikini, probably even a spacesuit. Hey there. Hiya. Good morning. Yeah. Oh yeah, real smooth. Why didn't you come for breakfast? I overslept. I said it as if I was proud of it. But Olga gave me some sandwiches. Oh, great then. Don't forget about the lineup. Yeah, sure. If I could forget. Right, I gotta run. Enjoy yourself. She waved goodbye to me and disappeared around the path's bend. Looks like it's a couple of minutes until the lineup. I should quickly pass by my home, drop off my washing bag and eat the sandwiches, and then head to the square. Someone opened the door of the camp leader's cabin and rushed inside as if jumping into the last car of a departing train. Didn't turn out to be the best idea because inside I found Olga, who was changing. Oh! I froze on the spot, trying not to breathe. Finally, the camp leader noticed me. Semyon! Looked away immediately. Have you heard of knocking? Now get out! Yeah, that was real clumsy. Although I didn't enjoy the sight, Olga followed me out in a minute. Here, take this. Now it's your home too. She handed me a key. I put it in my pocket. Home. Of course, if you disregard how fantastical the current events were, this camp was far from being the worst place on earth. But to call it home, just after one day spent here, I doubt I'll ever be able to do so. Alright, let's go. We're late. But what about the sandwiches? Just eat them on the way. We were passing along the lines of the pioneers' cabins while I was trucking into the ham sandwiches, and Olga kept on talking and talking. That's 11 minutes. Yes. No. She was buzzing like a game of operation with Parkinson's. But I cared about nothing but the food. Understood? Huh? You weren't listening! Sorry. Today is the first day of your new life as a pioneer, and you should do your best so that it becomes a happy life. Yeah, definitely. I'm serious. A pioneer has many duties. Great responsibility is conferred upon him. To participate in social work, to help his juniors, to study and study and study again. We here are like one big family, and you will become a part of it. Yeah, a part. I'd even sign a party membership card if it could save me from listening to this nonsense. I hope that after your term here is over, you'll keep the most pleasant memories about our camp. Memories that will last your whole life. And when will this term end? Why do you keep asking silly things? Seems I won't get any information from her. A shame, really. This world appears to be so friendly, but it never bothered to introduce itself to me. Perhaps now I can take things somewhat easier than yesterday. Seems like I have some unspoken ceasefire with it. It isn't trying to hurt me, and I'm forbidden from asking questions. Of course, this situation is a pleasant one, but what can I do about it? A bad peace is better than a good dispute. The most important thing for you now is to make the best of the The most important thing for you now is to make the best of the time you will spend here. I'll do my best. Honestly, I was tired. I was very tired of this conversation. It'd be good to know where that here is. But we came to the square. The pioneers were already lined up. What, did somebody not hear yet? Nope, all here. She looked around at her brave pioneer troops. Alright, go stand somewhere. Weird. Why did she tell me there were no more sleeping places? They're just one guy? I see all the women I know. I've met. Oh, except for her. I don't know her. Well, the chief was running her mouth about our plans for the week. I stared at people. few heads away from me stood Electronic. A little further, Lena and Slavia. Then Alana, Ilana, and Alyssa. Everyone I had met was here. Olga spoke about some competitions, and I turned my attention to the monument. Agenda. I couldn't remember any revolutionary with a similar name. He had a weird posture, too, as if he was looking around with distrust, maybe contempt or even disdain. Probably some local leader. Daydreaming again? Slavia brought me back to reality. Olga stood nearby. Still remember the plans for the week? The plan? I'll never forget the plan. Perfect. She looked at Slavia. Did you bring it? Yes. Slavia handed me a piece of paper. It's a checklist. There are 4 tests to check off. Do it all today. Before you start, sign up for a club. There are some clubs in the clubhouse and a musical club in the separate building. Then, visit the infirmary. And finally, visit the library. Got it? Yes. The checklist seemed like a good chance to find out something, since I had to go places I haven't been before. Then come on, start right now. What about lunch? Dadgummit! There you go. Don't worry, I'll bring you more sandwiches. The checklist is more important. Good luck. They departed too fast for me to ask anything else. Missed breakfast, now almost lunch too. This ain't good. Maybe I'll manage it in time somehow. Lunch starts at 1 p.m. Then again, if I'll go there, I might miss a place from the checklist. Okay, it's too early to go to the canteen anyway. How do I... Oh, I actually get to pick where to go. Okay, cool. So... we're gonna skip lunch. Cool, we got a little map. That's pretty cool. The library, the music club. Well, I like music, so let's go to the music club first. The music club, a small one-level building. What do you want, dog? Alright, I'm gonna skip it because I need to let my doggy out. Yeah, the doggy needs to go outside. Don't you, dog? Oh. Right, I'll be right back. And we're back. Sorry about that. Small interval. Okay. I'm going to go probably for like another 5 minutes and edit out whatever that was. Oh god, what did I do? Is that good? There. Okay. 27 minutes, so 32. We'll stop at 32 minutes. The music club, a small one-level building, was located some distance from the other camp buildings. They opened the door and entered without hesitation. There are enough instruments for a whole orchestra here. Drums, guitars, and even a piano. I spent some time looking closely at every instrument, wanting to guess the time period they were from. But suddenly I heard a crawling sound coming from underneath the piano. Okay. There's that there. The girl seems like she was looking for something. Okay. Okay, sure, whatever. She was standing on all fours. Yes, she was standing on all fours. She was kneeling on all fours, sir. She was kneeling on all fours in such a suggestive pose that I hesitated to speak at first. Excuse me. Who's there? She bumped her head. She tried to stand up at the bottom. Gotta go fat! Get out of here! Get out of here! That's right. Stand up at the bottom of the piano. I prevented her from doing so. Ouch! She struggled out. Sorry I scared you. It's nothing. Oh, you got a checklist. You must be new here. Yes. My name is Miku. Finally, a Japanese name! No, really, I'm serious. Nobody believes me, but it's my real name. My mother is Japanese. Finally! No wonder she was in such a suggestive pose.
No, really. I'm serious. Nobody believes me, but it's my real name. My mother is Japanese. My dad met her when he was building. Well, it wasn't him who was building. He's an engineer. And he was working on a nuclear power plant there. Or a dam or a bridge. Whatever.
She was talking so fast she swallowed half the words she tried to pronounce. I'm Semyon. McDonovan! McDonovan! 210, you get out of here. Don't you come back! Good.
Great! Want to be in our club? It's only me here now. But it'll be two of us then. Do you play anything?
When I became antisocial, I bought a guitar and learned a few chords, but then I forgot about it since I quit everything that required more than a couple of hours to learn. You know, I wasn't planning to do anything like that, really.
Oh, it's okay. I'll teach you. Maybe a trumpet, for example. How about a violin? I know it all, honestly.
There's no point in arguing with the orchestra girl, but there was only another cascade of words waiting to blast at me. Hey, I'll think about it. Can you just sign it for now?
Yes, sure. Give it to me. Be sure to come around and sing, too. I'll sing you some Japanese folk songs. Or maybe, if you're not into that, something more contemporary.
Sure. It's gotta go now.
Of course. Come anytime.
I like her! I like her! She's my new favorite. She's my new favorite. No! It's not just because she's Japanese. Get over yourself. God! It's like 3/4 of the reason, but still! Not all because she's Japanese. Go. The end of her sentence stayed inside. It might be nice to hang around with a guitar in the evening, but in such company. I turned to leave and came face to face with Alyssa. She eyed me suspiciously. Why did you come? I don't know, her voice sounded higher.
Why did you come?
The checklist.
Got it signed?
Yes.
Then move it!
Alyssa went inside and I hurried to leave the place. Alright, so I did music club. Let's do... I like to read. Well, depending on what it is, I like to read. Actually, I love reading. But spending my days in a library under the current circumstances was well beyond my scope. Stupid Club! 1995, you get your ass out of here. Yeah, that's right. Actually, I love reading, but spending my days in a library under the current circumstances was well beyond my scope. So I'd better hurry up with this checkpoint. As I stepped inside, a memory from my childhood emerged in my head. It was very vivid. I'm 7 or 8 years old, and I'm at the library with my mother. While she's looking through the old books I might need for my studies. I'm sitting in the corner and looking through their collection of comic books. Back then, I didn't know why they had so many. Why couldn't I take some with me? Excuse me. The notion of collective property was something my mind hadn't grasped yet at that age. However, back then, the whole concept of property was pretty hazy to me. His memory seemed even stranger now, while I was standing in this particular camp where they might have managed to build communism in 3 years. Soviet symbolism was all over the place, and the shelves were full of related literature. Of course, I wasn't planning to read any of these. Getting acquainted with a full collection of books by Marx was the last thing on earth I would think of. Where's the librarian? I didn't spend much time looking for her. I looked closely. Short hair, thick glasses, rather cute face. She was snoring so peacefully, I couldn't just wake her up. I can wait. If she doesn't wake up in half an hour, maybe then. I couldn't just sit there, so I took a random book from the nearest bookshelf. Arthur Schopenhauer, The World as Will and Representation. I opened it roughly in the middle and started reading. The life of a man, with its endless upkeep, wants, and suffering, is to be regarded as the explanation and paraphrase of the procreative act, i.e., the absolute claim of the will to live. And furthermore, it is also the reason the man owns nature is death. It thinks with anxiety of this debt. Is this not the evidence that our existence involves guilt? At any rate, we always exist from time to time, paying with death for our birth. We always exist and alternately bear all the joy and sorrow of life, since neither of both can pass as without some effect. That is a result of our stated will to live. I think after I read all this, we'll end it. Thus the fear of death, which in spite of all miseries of life holds us firmly to it, is really elusive, but just as elusive is the impulse which has attracted us into it. This attraction itself may be seen objectively as the mutual longing glances of two lovers. They are the purest expression of the will to live, and its affirmation, how gentle and tender it is. It wants happiness and quiet pleasure, and mild joys for itself, for others, for all. Okay, we'll end it here. Someone knocked on the door. So, it's gotten pretty interesting. It hasn't really slowed down much, which I like about that. It really hasn't slowed down all that much. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Now, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!